So we've talked about everything that you've done. Is there anything you regret not doing? Do you regret not competing in the tour for a few years? Do you regret?
Not at all.
Nothing?
No, I really am glad I took those years off. I listened to my instinct, you know, and listened to that gut feeling, and took those few years off the tour. Some really good things have happened since then. And I look back. The only thing that I've looked back on before and really regretted was the Baywatch thing back in the day, and now I don't.
Should be Slade.
Yeah. And, you know, but for many years I did.
Wait, you regret it?
You got it. They didn't.
I totally got Baywatch, dude. I don't know what's going on.
They just didn't think it was funny.
I just didn't. I didn't.
I was trying to figure it out. You regretted it?
How much
Right after I did it, you know, I just got so much slack from surfers. Like, you're
Everybody,
selling
right?
out and all this stuff. And it was really hard because I was, you know, 19, 20 years old when I started doing that. And all I wanted to be my whole life was a pro surfer and be respected for that. And I started doing this TV show that really my heart wasn't into, and I didn't want to do it. And I very reluctantly went and did it. And I honestly hated every second of it. But looking back years later, I think it's
awesome.
It was cinematic.
No,
That's so good.
You know, actually, when I watched myself act, I didn't do too bad.
I don't think.
No.
I mean,
And how
it's
old
not
were you?
like I
19?
had not like I had great material to work with. But,
Come on, you had the Hoff, right?
well, I mean,
And you
know,
had tremendous talent around you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
You had
I'm
some talent.
I'm doing I'm holding hands and swimming underwater in night scenes with Nicole Eggert.
Yes.
You know,
Awesome.
kissing 2 girls a
Oh,
show and
dude.
signing contracts for, you know, surf sponsors. It was just
Do you
such
sleep-
cliche,
I
stupid.
started to hate you because that's about the time my sister's like, I like him.
His
And
hot
your
sister,
posters
by the
started
way.
coming up on your posters are up on the wall, and then I was like,
His hot sister, by the way. And were you slipping tongue when you made
You
all
didn't
this
like
shit?
your sister or something weird, did you? I mean,
I
getting mad
was
about
just
it.
like, that's,
She
I told her,
had
I'm
a
like,
crush
that's
on
an
you?
evil man right there. That's
Yeah.
an evil man.
Would you like
person.
would you like slip tongue and do stuff like that when you're like kissing these chicks?
What happened?
Like when you're doing
I don't
Baywatch?
know.
When you're doing
Continue.
Baywatch, you all these makeout scenes. Are you slipping tongue?
Oh, this
going
one
on?
time, I grabbed this girl's breast, and I was like, oh, I thought that was part of the scene.
Oh, dude, I love it.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do
Cyrus
that.
says it all the time.
I
Like,
didn't.
we're not filming anything. It's like, oh, really? I'm like,
That's molested.
Yeah.
Well, wait, do we have
And go over to, like, Pam's trailer and say, hey, we have to practice the scene. You know?
Exactly.
right.
Dude, that's my That's totally a fantasy. You know, a Hollywood actor fantasy.
work it out.
Let's rehearse over and over.
I mean,
gonna go back over
you
the
were
wall.
19.
Right.
Hey,
Blame
hey,
it. I'm
19,
young, I
you
didn't
know?
know.
I'm confused.
I had no idea. It's practice time, right?
After this whole
Oh,
interview, I'm
man.
going over to the lodge. I'm going to practice my scene, too.
Dude, we've had this guy forever. Are you guys done? Do you have any more questions? Can we let Kelly go?
Can I
No.
have your hat?
No.
No. Well, dude, we hope you do well at the start of the.
Well, now that I know I've done so many interviews with you, I can argue that I don't have to do any more in the future. You know,
could
'cause
argue that.
this is like pulling teeth.
Seriously.
Oh, my
though.
God. Is it?
It is painful on the
Am I
inside.
that bad? That was going to be my close, actually. Even though you're going to forget about us the second you leave, we still love you. But that was going to be my close. But you beat me.
How
to the
many
punch.
fan do you have out there listening?
We
right
get
now?
6 or 7
So,
at least.
10. I heard it's up to 10 now.
that was not plural.
15.
How many fan do you have?
How many fan do-
Right there. Right
No.
there, Kelly. Rhea, say hi. It's our fan base.
Yeah.
Kelly.
No, my mom listens to every show.
So does my dad. So does my dad.
And
Moms,
his dad
moms
does
are the
too.
biggest support. You know,
My parents don't listen to the show.
it's like you know, the face. It's the TV show, or it's the radio show that only a mother could love.
Right.
That should be your tagline.
Oh, God.
I appreciate that, Kelly, and I'll cry myself to sleep.
Oh, man.
My mom actually had a talk with me about the show once.
You serious? Oh, God, what's she gonna say about all my female mustache comments?
I'll be honest, that's pretty
And the
much, that's like
merkin.
a 1 or 2 on the scale.
Oh,
Oh.
man.
It gets
Yeah.
ugly. Cyrus
Good.
is a hater.
Yeah, my dad listens every time. He actually, he never knew about you until we started doing the show like 5 years ago. Now he's a huge Kelly Slater fan.
Wow,
Yeah.
nice.
He's like, you guys love getting him on every time. And I'm like, going to tell him, like, yeah, and he doesn't remember any of them.
We barely even register when he's with us.
He's like, I'm doing something here. What am I doing?
And
you know
it's
what's
kind of
funny?
fun.
No, I'll be honest, though. You were actually our very first show. You showed up. You were our very first guest for our very
air
first show in studio. I don't know if you remember this, almost 5 years ago in
That
San
was-
Francisco.
Yeah, that was the book.
Exactly.
Thing, yeah.
And you made us, dude. You said, like, we owe a lot to you, man, because that was, like, huge.
I do at least $14. I eBayed that book.
Wow, that's awesome.
Did
That
you?
was with shipping.
No,
$14 with shipping.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was like that was the $6 for shipping, right?
And the book's called Pipe Dreams. It's still selling, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, it's
That's
done
great, man.
unbelievably
It's a great
well.
book,
I mean,
actually.
Yeah.
It really
I don't know
is.
how many. I don't know what numbers we've done, but we've had a couple different editions of it and prints of it, and I mean, a couple different languages. So I think we got Japanese. I think we got Portuguese, maybe Spanish. Scored big with who?
With Satan.
Satan.
I'm sorry, I mean my ex-wife. Because she was reading it like
Drunk.
who your influences
We can
are.
edit that out, right?
Yeah,
No,
we can.
We could. But we won't. We won't. No, but your one of your like big influences was Noam Chomsky.
Noam.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she's like, he's intelligent. I'm like, I could throw Noam Chomsky out there. I mean, come
Well,
on.
yeah. He's either intelligent or liberal, whichever you look
One
at.
of the two.
But there's I listen to Rush Limbaugh a lot, which is really
Do you
funny.
really?
Really?
Well, just because I think he's such a one-sided knucklehead.
He is. It's an act, though. It's
I mean,
an
he's
act.
so
He's got a huge head.
he's so unbelievably one-sided. But he, and I heard him say the other day, he goes, I could have been a liberal talk show host. And I'm thinking, really? What if you got paid the right money? So
Exactly.
maybe you got paid enough to do a
he
conservative
wore
one.
out.
Right?
No, it's true. It's an act. It's all an act. Are you? Do you mind? Would you mind saying what are your political views? Like, are you
Political
are you
views?
liberal?
Yeah.
Are you conservative?
Well,
Who are you going to vote for?
well,
Mitt Romney.
no.
No.
Just throwing that out there.
Green Party.
No. Ralph Nader is not running, is he?
Kucinich.
No, I thought it would be
good idea,
great.
so.
I thought it would be great if it would come down to Kucinich and Ron Paul.
That'd be
I like
interesting.
Ron
Be
Paul,
awesome.
Actually. I'm with you on that. I like
That
the
would
whole
be.
get rid of the IRS kind of thing.
I
love
love
that.
he's gonna get shot if that ever. If he became president, he would definitely get shot. But there's
probably by the IRS.
I was thinking that we needed like a black lesbian president
Yes.
that's single. Just break down every barrier.
That
you know?
Oh my God.
You're a sicko.
I dig your style.
But look, people need to be challenged, and the
Yes.
thing is, you get into these political things, and you start to notice that people who you really like, you like listening to them. I've always liked, for the last couple of years, I've really liked listening to Obama speak.
Yeah.
Right.
But as you get closer and closer, people really have to lock down and say, "This is exactly what I think," and they have to make examples of that every time they open their mouth.
Right. But do they
And-
really even take an actual stance most of the time?
Well, they become
An
a
idea.
statistical idea
Right.
that they need to win votes with. Unfortunately,
Right.
that's kind of the way it works because, if you play the game right and then you get in there, then you can sort of be a little looser. Like, okay, I'm in. I got to do
Right.
what I can do for a couple of years, and then I got to back down again so I can get reelected.
Right.
But it's there's corporations and politics running the world, and it's not any one person. I highly disagree with
the method, the way
with-
it gets there.
Well, I highly disagree with George Bush and this war, and I have since day one. I was in Australia when this whole thing happened, like right after September 11th.
Right.
And we're listening to the State of the Union address in Australia live on the radio, and everything Bush was saying, I'm going, I was cussing and stuff.
you
But I'm going,
actually-
he's
I'll bleep it. I'll bleep
We
it.
can beep him out.
okay. Well, he'd say this about the weapons of mass destruction. I'm going, he's fucking lying out of his
Yeah.
ass, And I was saying one point after another, I'm going, he's lying, and I was just so mad. I'm like, he's setting it up, and he's trying to connect Iraq with Al Qaeda and all this stuff. And there's, they have totally different beliefs. And going in, there was just so many lies being fed to us. But you tell somebody something long enough, it's like that thing where if you tell your partner like you're fat enough times, then all of a sudden they believe it and they hate you and they get anorexic. Everyone's got their breaking point,
Right.
You do something to somebody long enough, and it's going to flip them out. But
He's so nice. Why is he beating the old lady with his club?
I think what
He told her
people.
once.
I don't like to consider myself political, but a lot of my views are really against what we do, and I guess regarded as much more liberal.
Right.
But I do believe in people changing when fed the right things.
Right.
Wrong or right. You feed them something negative or positive, and you put the right thing in, you're going to get the right thing back.
I call that patriotic, Kelly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you don't think that is?
Patriotic?
Yeah,
In what way?
to be against, to speak out against what your country
Well, absolutely. To
is
be
doing
a
that's
patriot
wrong.
is to stand up.
Absolutely.
I think
You know,
Kelly's
yeah.
point is that
Even-
people will believe whatever you tell them if you tell them more.
Yeah.
No, that is not patriotic.
But,
No, that's not my
I
point.
think what people don't understand, the average American doesn't know that over 1 million Iraqi people have died.
Yes,
because of this
innocent.
Right.
A lot of innocence.
Well, hundreds of thousands of
Yeah.
innocent people, and maybe it's not a direct hit, but their whole sewage system, their water system, their electrical,
Right.
their food, everything is their whole
The
system
basic
of life
needs.
is just torn apart there.
Right.
And imagine not knowing if a bomb was going to drop on us right now. And it's the way people live in Israel and in Palestine. It's the way people live in Iraq and in Afghanistan. And
It's really
the common
sad.
the common denominator is that we're in all those places.